Is Bitcoin going to pump above $22,000 per coin in the coming weeks? Yes. And I will show you how that might just unfold. Stay tuned for the two main cases which I believe Bitcoin will pump in the coming weeks. Last week I predicted an 11% pump from 18K to 20K, and we actually went beyond that prediction. But more on that in just a moment. Hello, everybody. Bitcoin Big Knife here, and welcome to my channel where I look at Bitcoin's price action through the lens of Elliott Wave theory. Today we're going to take a look at last week's analysis and how that played out. Then we'll look at my main case and an alternate case for how I believe Bitcoin's price will fluctuate in the coming week to month. And I'll just go ahead and say it. Looks like some amount of relief is ahead. So in last week's analysis, I stated that if price did not hit a 1-to-1 ratio with wave 3, the most likely scenario was a significant correction back up to 20K. And that's precisely what happened. Wave 5 dropped only 8.3% compared to wave 3, which was 10.88%. At which point, price broke market structure back upward, indicating a potential reversal. Here's the market structure break. You can only really see it on lower time frames. The last up move or a down move, back above it, corrected, and up. But that was exactly what I was looking for last week. The upward correction hit my target of 20K. I stated it last week, or about 12% from the bottom. And in fact, it actually went further to almost 23K, or 24% from the bottom. Wild. So that's a long way of saying I was right. So that's fantastic. What's my main case from here? Let's take a look at how I suspect things will proceed. A few things have changed significantly about my view of price action since June, where we started, June 22nd. The changes clarify much of the recent price movements, including the big blast up that we got from last week. Most recently, I had this entire correction marked as a combo, as indicated here, WXY. But judging by the flat structure I have marked in X, this structure, the C wave impulse is not valid because wave 3 is shorter than both 1 and 2. So I have this as an expanded flat, but this impulse doesn't actually make sense because wave 3 cannot be shorter than wave 1 and 2, except in very specific cases, but wave 1 must be shorter than wave 3. So anyway, that's invalid. So let's get it out of here. What I see now makes much more sense. It explains the significant impulse that we just saw. This entire move is a very clear double zigzag on lower time frames. So we have a 5 wave, a correction, another 5 wave. This is an expanded flat. A, B, C, and then another 5 wave, correction, 5 wave. So that is a double zigzag. And because that's a double zigzag, that precludes this entire correction from being a combo, which I had as before. A double zigzag can only be the A wave of two structures, either a flat or a triangle, not a combo. Great. So we've narrowed it down to a flat or a triangle for this whole move. Now let's look at the B wave. This is a very clear expanded flat, which I believe was officially confirmed as of last week because of the 5-wave move that we were talking about. So that actually narrows things down even further because the B wave of a triangle can only be some sort of zigzag or another triangle. No flats allowed. And thus, the entire move is, with 90% certainty, a flat. Everything's narrowed down. Kind of the beauty of Elliott Wave, actually, is as price proceeds, you begin to narrow down the potential structures. All right. So, yes, I'd give it about a 90% certainty. The only uncertainty is, of course, the human error element. Maybe I counted this wrong somehow. Who knows? I did it once, but for the most part, we've been pretty on the ball, haven't we? Great. So we know it's a flat. Now, there's 3 different types of flats. How do we narrow it down further? Easy. There's 3 types, and only one of them does not break the lower bound here. That's the regular flat. I have them drawn out here just to show you. Here's a regular flat, ABC, 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 and this can be a flat, which it is in this case, ABC, but it doesn't go below the origin of A. So we get down here about 90%. And then you get a 5-wave move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other flats do go below the origin. ABC, ABC. So in this case, it would have to be like this. ABC below here, 17,000, and then you get your final move. Same case for the other type of flat. Actually forget what that type of flat is called. Running flat. So we got your regular flat, your running flat, and your expanded flat. Okay, great. So we've narrowed it down. We know it's a regular flat because it did not break this part. So how is the C wave going to proceed? So the only further requirements is that the C wave is a 5-wave move and that the 5-wave move must hit at least 61.8% of wave A. Bare minimum. The max it can go is about 127% of wave A. So far we've hit about 61.8. So if it drops from here, it's totally valid. This could be done right now. It just hits 61 and then we go boom, drop. I wouldn't be surprised. But that said, I do think there's a caveat here. And I think the more likely scenario is as follows. Ideally, we want some level of congruence between the time that it takes for waves to unfold. If price just drops from the 61.8%, it would be too short. We have wave A, we have wave B, and then this tiny wave C. Not impossible. It's happened before, but unlikely. The more likely scenario, and this is my main count, is that wave C takes at least 0.618 of the time of wave A to unfold, if not a 1-to-1 time ratio, which would look like this. Here's wave A. We put it at the end of wave B, and we can see our 618 and our 1-to-1. So what that would look like is something along these lines. Here's our initial impulse. Not debatable that this is an impulsive move. And then we go like, oh, what am I doing? Go like this. Our 1, 2, actually be something a little more like 1, 3 wave, 2, 3 wave, boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So somewhere between 618 and 127. It could also be like this, a diagonal impulse, which looks like this, 3 waves, up, 3 waves, and up. The main difference, kind of hard to see because I'm bad at drawing, is that it's kind of triangular in nature rather than a straight line. So yeah, I believe that we're gonna get, a 30 to 47% move from the bottom. 24, yeah, I think it almost certainly must go back above here and potentially all the way up here, 47%. Right, crazy. And it would take until about September 22nd to, 26th to October 8th to unfold. So where am I wrong? Pretty simple. Anywhere between below here, 18K, and anywhere above, 27K. With a little bit of leeway above here. It could travel all the way up if it really wanted to. But well above here, like anything above here, yes, 100% wrong. We're somehow in an impulse. So, great. That's the main case. Impulse here. And then, as I said in the last video, probably down again, but that's for another video. So for the alternate case, I basically already went over it, which is that this impulse is the entire C wave, and we just shoot down from here. I'd give that maybe a 20% chance of being the case, and the other main case with the extended impulse, 80% chance. And so where's invalidation there? We'll know if the main case is correct and the alternate case is invalid with any price movement above 22K. It will be validated under 18K and invalidated above this high. Awesome. So before I head out, just want to remind you guys that this isn't financial advice. It's just entertainment by a delusional internet man who may or may not be a certified lunatic. That said, thank you very much for sticking around for my weekly analysis. And if this was informative and you want more of these videos, take the buttons below and smack them silly. Bonk them directly on the head. I'll see you next week for another update. Big Knife out.